just to recap and what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow during the NFP, dollar index just broke an important structure. All right, it broke these highs, which means, in my opinion, that it starts to show indication that it wants to go higher. But before it actually starts creating this continuation of the bullish momentum that we have seen throughout this week, we may actually have a deep retracement, which sometimes happens after price breaks such an important level. So in particular, I'm looking to see if price managed to hold this level to the upside, or if it starts breaking below this level, I can see a retracement. And that's going to be for tomorrow London session. It can be one of those NFP where the London session is going to be the top, or the high or the low of the day. So that's going to be something that I will be paying attention to. I explained during the stream already what's the PI that I would like to see for that to happen. On the euro dollar, there's the situation where we haven't really managed to break this respective demand. Dollar index managed to break these highs. The euro dollar didn't really manage to break the lows. So it's still at that demand level. The same thing with the pound dollar, the same thing with the Aussie dollar. New Zealand is also getting closer as well. So we are approaching the NFP where we can see many of these dollar pairs at the demand zones. We also noticed that price has been compressing in the last few days, even though it's moving in one direction, it's a compression way. So that can lead eventually for price to turn tomorrow. Like the market has been moving in just one direction this week. We'll see if it's going to continue that momentum or if we're going to have a full reversal in here. The indices, right now we are looking at US indices. Price, in my opinion, it has still a little bit of space to downside to fill. And you have interesting levels at the highs where price can react from. As I mentioned, S&P, we could potentially even see a new high before moving downside. On Nasdaq, I could see the high still holding. But more importantly, this is the gap that I'm looking for price to fill. If it starts breaking even below this level, it opens even more room to the downside in here. These marks in green is basically levels that I could see price reacting from. Crypto, also Bitcoin and Ethereum this time. Actually, I'm curious to see how price may react from here. Maybe we're going to find some buy pressure at around these levels. So that's something to pay attention to in here. DAX also approaching an interesting level. So looking at the indices as well, is DAX. DAX also approaching this demand zone in here. That's basically the last decision point that made this last push to the upside. So we are approaching that level. We are in this compression as well. So we'll see how price may react from here. Otherwise, price could go further down, and then could have some more reaction at the highs if it wants to go there. So those are a little bit of the assets that I'm going to be paying attention to for tomorrow. I don't like that price is approaching important levels on top of the NFP, so that's going to be interesting. Looking at the end pairs as well, that's going to be another one to see if it's going to continue to hold these lows and potentially go to the upside, which means that we're going to have the sell opportunities on the individual yen pairs. Right? Or on the other side, if you're actually going to continue the momentum in here to downside, which means that dollar yen, euro yen, and so on would actually move upwards in here, right? So again, this still needs a little bit more of price action confirmation. But yeah, most importantly, I think I'm going to focus tomorrow dollar pairs to see if you're going to have an opportunity straight away during the London session to look for a long on the euro dollar, pound dollar, especially if those demand levels still hold. So that's going to be my take, which means that looking for shorts on the dollar index, even though it just broke the highs and I'm still looking for continuation to the upside, I could see a retracement before price eventually continues with this in this direction. Yeah. So again, thank you guys. If you got value from this video, feel free to subscribe. I go live every day at 7 p.m. to do the pre-market analysis. In my opinion, preparation is a key factor to be consistent and disciplined and eventually to become a consistent profitable trader. So feel free to join. We can look at the charts, can look for opportunities together in here. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow, and good luck for tomorrow again. Respect risk management. Don't go all in. Don't get crazy with the NFP. Only if you actually see A+ setup, a really good opportunity, then you can take advantage of it. Otherwise, don't really try it, especially on top of the news, right? And that's why I mentioned that ideally I would like to see straight away an opportunity in the morning, because that would help me to position myself accordingly. Most likely I would reach some of the targets that I have, so I would partially close some part of my position, and that would allow me to be risk-free ahead of the news. Again, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.